Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video where today we are talking about the upcoming Paikuhan and Janemba. Now, I'm a little bit late to the party. If you're watching this, like as soon as I release it, you're going to have only a few hours before the banners themselves release on Global. But we're going to look at these banners and kind of look at this banner and mainly the 6-year banners and kind of decide should you summon on this. Now, I want us to look first at the actual units on here. For the Paikon's side of the Dokkan Fest, we have Paikon, we have LR Gogeta, let's see, LR Fusing Gogeta, Majin Buu, Turles, Super Saiyan Broly, AGL, Super Saiyan Gogeta, and then Super Gogeta, the SDR one. And then here we have the Janemba side of the Dokkan Fest, which I'm really excited for. We got Janemba, we have Vegito, or LR Vegito, LR Fusing Vegito, Gotenks, Trunks, Zamasu, Goku Black, and Janemba, and then a couple of SRs down here. Now let's look at the. Actually, let's go ahead and just kind of compare these real quick about the values between these two banners. I think Janemba has a much higher value to his banner than Paikon does. Paikon has some good characters. From my end, I know like LR Gogeta, I think he's one of the best LRs in the game. He's really fun to use, and he's really good. This Gogeta, he's an LR. He's still decent. I think he's definitely drifted down a lot in the kind of the grand scheme of things in Dokkan. And then you got this Gogeta here. He's good. This Gogeta, not so much. I don't like him even with his EZA. I think it's just Black. Then you got Super Saiyan Broly. He's really good. I would. I think he was the king of World Tournament until STR Broly got his EZA. Now he's kind of returned as the king. And then we got AGL Turles, which is he's a good he's definitely good support. Other than that, don't have much to say about him. That's really good at least. Now with Janemba, we have LR Vegito, which is about this. I mean, I think at definitely at max, Gogeta's better, but in terms of like how consistent they are, Vegito and Gogeta are about the same. The year 5 fusions. Then for the year 3 fusions, this is the Vegito one. This Vegito, I think I've heard that he's better than the Gogeta is. I haven't used him too much to really know for sure, like to speak from personal experience. But one thing about him though is that he pairs really well with the LR STR Vegito that fuses from the Worldwide Celebration, and that right there kind of helps really unlock the LR the STR LR Vegito's power. And then here we have Gotenks. Haven't used them too much to really speak from experience. I don't think I said this earlier, but we got Boo right here. He's good. I've used him. His teams are very fun to use. As for the Gotenks, haven't used him. Don't have him. Can't really say too much about him. I've heard he's good, but definitely not the best on this banner here. Then we have the Tech Trunks. He's still really good. One thing that makes him one thing about Janemba's banner that really puts it up above Pycon's banner in terms of value are these two units, the Tech Trunks and the AGL Zamasu. In Tech Trunks' case, he is like the best, well, until now with Pycon and Janemba, he is the best super class lead. So when you Dokkan Awaken him, which is right here, he has super class key +3 HP attack and defense 120, and then Zamasu matches for extreme type units, so villains. In case you're new to Dokkan and in case you're new to Dokkan, that's what the extreme is about, is for villains. So his, as you can see here, extreme class key +3 HP attack and defense 120. So they are kind of the dualities of extreme and super types. So that right there puts Janemba's up above in value, especially for newer players. Is that these two right here? Say you are having trouble making a team, take this guy right here or this guy right here, and you can have a villain team or a super team, and that will really help with the team building. Now with let's see, I haven't gone over this yet, but with the new Pycon Janemba, they are I believe it's. Let me double check. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so for him, it is key +3 HP attack and defense 130%. So theirs is a little bit above, but that still, when you're in the with the multipliers of Dokkan, that 10% can make a big difference. So yeah, that's Paikons. We'll look into him a little bit more in a minute, but we're gonna continue on with this. He got Goku Black. He's definitely not as good as he um or might well. I think he's pretty good. I think he could have his place, but a lot of the other units in the game kind of outshine him. So his one of the things I like about him is that he greatly stacks defense. So and it's infinite though. Like whenever he does a super attack, it stacks a little more defense, stacks a little bit more, and just does infinitely. Not technically infinitely. I think it ends at like 99 turns. But let's go on to Janemba here. Now Janemba, he is really good. This Int Janemba, not just the base, because he's got an easy A. So that easy A really lets him shine. Like, see, like his passive skill right there, it's pretty bad. But then you got the easy A, and it's attack and defense 70%, guard activated against all attacks, medium chance of evading enemies' attack, and then let's see, for one turn, medium chance of evading enemies' attack for one turn, plus an additional 40 for 4 turns when guard is activated. So he gets stronger when he activates his guard, and his guard is activated against all attacks. So he's really good. I know the attack in 70% doesn't look too good now, but like Tsunami was saying, especially when you got that guarding, he tanks really well. And the good thing about him is that it doesn't matter like what type it is. I do think that he's probably a little bit weaker to physical units, but in general, he's still like he tanks really well, even for a unit that's so old. Now, so we've talked about the Janemba banner, talked about the Paikuhan banner. Let's talk about what would make it not worth it to summon. Now, for global, we're behind on JP, so we got these banners that are coming up for the 6-year anniversary in a few months that the JP side has already had. So let's look here. These definitely, these are some good units. So I understand, I definitely respect people's opinion about why you should just skip the Janemba and the Paikuhan banner. Personally, for me, I really want Janemba because as I said earlier, he's one of my favorite villains. But let's look at some of the reasons why you might ought to wait. So number one is UI Goku. He may be he might, as far as consistent goes, he is I think the best unit in the game, at least from what I've heard. I don't play Japan, but I know about lots of other people that do, and my understanding is that he's one of the better. He's definitely the better, if not the best unit. Then you have this guy right here that eluded me so hard with Worldwide Celebration. He's really good. He's probably one of the best extreme type characters in the whole game, if not the best. Then you have Agl Gohan. I like him. I really like him. He's one of my first. I think he was my first summable LR. But yeah, I still use him to this day. Lots of people are upset about the active seal condition, which is understandable. But we got him, and he's still really good. And they got AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He's really good. This Kaioken Goku, he's good. Beerus, he's good. This Int Super Saiyan 2 Angel Goku, he's I'd say he's good. He's not as good as these characters over here. And then this guy right here. Before year 6, this guy was not was not real great. But during year 6, he got an ECA that made him debated. Well, I don't know if I might get hate for this. Debatably better than LR STRUI Goku, mainly because of just like some of the overpowered stuff he has, especially like when I think when he transforms, he dodges all attacks for that first turn. So let's look real quick. Let's see. Yeah, evades enemies' attack, including super attack, for one turn after awakening. So it dodges all attacks. He has an attack plus 200%, defense 100%, and then he's stacking attack and defense infinitely. So yeah, he's a really good unit. Not at this moment on global, but when like these banners drop and his EZA comes, if his EZA doesn't come beforehand, he'll be really good when his EZA drops. Now this guy, he's not. I don't think he's that great. He debuffs your super units, which is kind of his main drawback. And then you got these SRs here. Now here's the Vegeta banner. I didn't even talk about. I honestly haven't talked about these guys too much because I don't personally know that much about them or these guys. I'm mainly talking about just from global experience. Now here you got that STR Vegito, Vegito I was talking about earlier that fuses that links real well with this one. Let's see, you got Intcell. He's really good. He can tank really well too. STR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I would say he's probably the lesser of the Super Saiyan 4 Saiyans. You got Kefla, Hit, and so on. I'm gonna go ahead and skip past this because if you haven't seen it already, me and Big Juice already did a video on these banners talking about why they're good, which one's better. So I'm just kind of gonna leave that there. But looking at just the value of the banners, I do agree these banners are better, absolutely. Now, if you're a whale, go ahead, spend all the money you want on this. If that's what you want, do it. If you're a new player who wants to use his stones really wisely, I would say it depends on your situation as to whether or not you should summon on these guys. If you have if they do a step up summon like they do, like I think they typically do with these dual Dokkan Fest, and if you get tickets too. But anyway, if you get a step up summon, I would say do that first round of the step up summons. Like go, I think it's usually like 35, 40, 45. Like do those and then quit for both of these. Now, if you really want Janemba and like these others don't interest you, then go ahead, go for Janemba or Paikuhan. If Paikuhan's your favorite, go for him. Do what you want. It's your stones, spend them how you want. But just going by value and um, just usefulness, you'll probably find or more like to get more power for your stones. It'd probably be better to save, especially if you don't spend money on the game. Now, we talked about that. We got that out of the way. That these are better, but if you want to do it, spend it on here. Let's go to the units themselves because if you haven't seen it already, I did a video about what my hopes were for the Janemba. I did a series that I called Dope Concepts, and we did that. I did my version, and then once the Janemba was announced, once it was released, well, once his details were released, we went and kind of compared the two, and it was kind of cool because in some cases I was able to kind of get pretty close, but a lot of it's kind of just Dokkan Janemba stereotypes, I guess is what you'd call it. But yeah, if we're gonna look here, we got Janemba here that starts out in his just base Janemba form. His later skill is Corroded Body and Mind, category Key plus 3, HP attack and defense 170%. Extreme class allies, or extreme class Key plus 3, HP attack and defense 130. His super attack raises defense for 1 turn and causes immense damage. Passive skill is 120%. Attack and defense. Guards all attacks. That's really good. He's going to be able to tank really well. Extreme class allies key plus 2 plus an additional attack and defense 30%. So even more defense to go even higher with that guarding just really helps to tank. With 4 more excuse me, with the attack and defense plus 30% with 4 more type key spheres obtained. Reduces damage by 30% with 2 or more rainbow key spheres obtained. So that's a pretty good passive. The 4 or more type key spheres obtained can be kind of difficult sometimes if you get dealt just a really bad board, but usually you can do that fairly easily. And if you got like a rainbow orb changer, you can do this really easy. Okay, now transformation can be activated after the character receives attack 5 or more times in battle. Uh, depending on what you're depending on what you're going up against, what stage you're going up against, that could be like the third turn. But let's go on to Super Janemba. His super attack is raises attack and defense for one turn. Was that the same? Okay, his was just raised defense. This is attack and defense for one turn. Causes immense damage to enemy. Okay, attack and defense 180%. That's a pretty hefty buff. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to either rainbow key spheres or type key spheres. Hang on a minute. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to either rainbow key spheres or type key spheres, maybe the same type, plus an additional attack and plus an additional attack 40% with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. High chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack with a rainbow key sphere obtained. So his is interesting. I find his pretty interesting. Is that depending on what orbs you get, depends on how the character reacts. So that's kind of his thing. Is that and also it's kind of random, which can be fun, can be really annoying. But that's his passive, and his link skills. I think they changed a little bit. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure if it doesn't link up exactly, it's very close to to the Int Janemba. So he will be a very good linking partner for this Janemba. Because even though they're both called Super Janemba, since he starts out as Janemba and transforms into Super Janemba, they will still be able to link up. So that's his card. Let's go ahead and look at his team. His team, honestly, is not that good. It's called Corroded Body and Mind. Consists of characters whose minds and/or bodies have been afflicted by conditions such as possession or switching. So you got pretty much everything here. Even like kind of technically, that character right there are all extreme characters. Which I kind of find it funny that I think it's Shin is not on here because I think that's when Kami took over him and like used him to fight in the tournament. But I mean, not that he would be any good. But anyway, so we got it's pretty much an extreme type team, which I feel like really kind of worked. I mean, honestly, I don't really like this team that much. I think in my original video when I first looked at the team, I was like, oh man, this is cool. I don't feel that way right now. There are some good units on here, but I think it's gonna be honestly, I think it's gonna be kind of tough to make a really good team. Because I mean, you got that. So you got that Janemba. You would want that Janemba. With the same name update, you might even want like that Janemba running a friend Janemba, and you could have just Janembas both turns. And then say maybe like there's not very like for a lot of teams the LRs are the real punch to the team. And there's like this LR, he does not hit very hard. I mean, he can hit hard depending on the situation, but he's not that great, I don't think, at least in my opinion. Now this LR baby, he can still be pretty good, especially if you're going up against Saiyans or hybrid. I think it's Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans. This Goku Black, I think he can be pretty good. I don't have him, but I've heard that he's really good. This guy, not so much. And this guy, he's just been a disappointment ever to me since he first came out. Yeah, so we got a few other units on here. When you really think about it, this is your selection right here, from baby right here to down here, and that's like all the characters you have. That is not a good selection at all. You have what is that? 4 tech units, 3 STR units, not counting the LR. So yeah, this is just not a good team. I will not be I will not be getting this Janemba for his category. I'll just say that much. Okay, now let's look at Paikuhan here because Paikuhan, I don't think I've actually really looked at him because I just don't have an interest in him really. Let's go on to his TUR because we don't really care too much about the SSR. So Connected Hopes category, key +3, it's HP attack and defense 170, or Superclass key +3, HP attack and defense 130. So his super attack greatly raises attack for one turn, causes immense damage, and greatly lowers attack. His unit super attack. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of his thing right here. Is as I've heard people kind of call him, he's a Gogeta in disguise. But his unit super attack greatly raises attack for one turn, causes immense damage to enemy, and attacks effective against all types and greatly lowers attack. So that's kind of greatly raises attack for one turn like that. Greatly lowers attack like that. So really, the only thing that changes is the attacks effective against all types. So I mean that's good. But here's a condition: activated when there is an ally whose name includes Goku Angel or Vegeta Angel attacking in the same turn. Now let's look at his passive here. Attack and defense 150, super class allies key +2, plus an additional attack and defense +30 with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. Key +4, HP, high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, and seals the attacked enemy's super attack with a rainbow key sphere obtained. So there's a whole lot to unpack right there. So let's look right here. Going down to the semicolon. So superclass allies key +2 plus an additional attack and defense +30 with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. So when it says type key spheres, I don't think that means that it has to be AGL type. I'm pretty sure it just means like has to be like STR, AGL, Tech. It's just basically not rainbow. Now, as for the next part, okay, key +4, high chance of evading enemy attack, including super attack, and seals the attacked enemy's super attack with a rainbow key sphere obtained. So that's actually pretty cool. So if you attain a rainbow key sphere, it'll seal the enemy. I'm not sure. This is attacked enemy. Okay, so your attack will seal the enemy, which is cool. High chance of evading enemy's attack, so that's good. So yeah, active skill delays a single targeted enemy's attack for one turn. Can be activated when facing only one enemy whose HP is 50% or more, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. So this is kind of like a limited Ghost Usher because you can only do it to one enemy. Can be activated when their HP is 50% or more, starting with the 4th turn. So has its uses. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, just looking at this guy, I don't think he's as good as Janemba, which I am biased, but just trying to be trying to come from kind of from an objective angle too. I don't think he's as good. Let's see, what was his? Was his high? Yeah, I mean, like his kind of added perk when it comes to the rainbow key sphere is that he seals. Let's see, rainbow. See, his is attack and defense +30, plus additional attack 40 with 3 or more type key spheres obtained. Oh yeah, but he's also got like his pre-state. Let's look at that real quick because that's an active skill, so you don't have to use this. You could just keep at this if you want. If you want to just keep that support and also the guard, because I don't think he guarded. Did he? No, he doesn't guard. So yeah, so there might be an instance, and I kind of like that there may be instances where you want to keep him as just Janemba. But yeah, so we've looked at this guy's card now. Now let's look at his team. His team, I think it's a little bit better than Corroded. What is it? Mind and Body Corrosion. Corroded Body and Mind. But not by a whole lot. So let's look here. So he's the leader, of course. We got LR Majin Vegeta. That's interesting. Which I guess it's because he did the Final Atonement. I think is what it was called. Let's see. We got this Super Saiyan Goku. Got him. Yeah, I mean, just first look, this does have better units, but it's still not super great. I mean, they don't even have an int LR on this team, which is kind of sad. Yeah, so yeah, kind of disappointing. We got some good characters. We do have some good characters on here, like Namek Goku and and this EZA and Gogeta. He's actually good. This Gogeta not so much, but this one is. See, we got these characters. Yeah. Overall, these their categories are pretty disappointing. But I do look forward to the units themselves. Not so much Paikuhan. Honestly, if they do a step up summon, I will probably only go through the one round with Paikuhan, and then just everything else will go towards Janemba. But guys, let me know what you think about this. Are you as excited as I am for these units? I hope you are or are not, whatever you want. It's your stone, spin them how you want. Hope you enjoy the festivities that'll be going on during this. I think they're gonna be special. I think there may be special missions and stuff. They got the whole campaign going on. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a blue, bang, beautiful day. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I.